Here's up as and YouTube. Yeah, okay. Here's up as when the fist clench, y'all. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Freedom on Radio. Here live and direct Intellectual Radio. We unfortunately not on the blog talk tonight. Y'all feel free to call in here with us at 708 223 8953. Again, 708-223-8953. Feel free to call in and club in with us. Weekly program hosted by yours truly, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. and also Robin Allen, aka the Lady of Rage. Let's get locked and loaded to make history, take history, and tape history. A lot of things going on. Y'all a minute, come on in with us. We here, y'all get us live and direct. Again, we're IntellectualRadio.com on YouTube. Chairman Fred. Y'all bear with us, but yeah, cut with us. Y'all forgive us coming a little late. Those of y'all those who look for us on the blog talk, y'all can. Oh man, it's crazy. Okay, forgive us, y'all. Okay, forgive us. People with the blog talk, unfortunately, we're not on the blog talk tonight. We can be reached here live on YouTube and Intellectual Radio. And also, we can be reached live here on Instagram, official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. So that y'all take a pause for the calls and let people know where they can find us at. Again, also IntellectualRadio.com. Call in number 708-223-8953. Call in number 708-223-8953. Let me get this call in number. Give her a call in number real quick. 708 223 8953. Whew. Y'all come on in, Cub, being with us. Again, we unfortunately we're not on Blog Talk Radio tonight. We are live on YouTube and live on YouTube, IntellectualRadio.com, and also Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. You also see us at IntellectualRadio.com. Got a lot of things are moving. I know a lot of people, engaging in regards to holidays, so on and so forth. But we say the beat goes on. We got to continue to move. So got a few things we want to get straight to. I know a few hot topics, hot subjects. Oh, we got a phone call right there. Okay, 1 second. One second. Hello, how you the speaker? Hello? Fremont, hello?
Hello?
Yes. Welcome to Fremont Radio. Welcome to Fremont Radio. Y'all call back in. Bear with us, y'all. Hello? Welcome to Fremont Radio. Hello, welcome to Fremont Radio. Can you hear me? Okay. One day, I'm going to get everything, be in a position. I was just saying the other day, man, excuse me, I don't like to do this commercials, y'all. Right on, show body. Yes, indeed. We're going to talk about the case of young Dolph. No doubt about it. Long live. I envy the day. I look for the day. Things will be put in place, structured, and moving. I look forward to that. Look forward to that day. Look forward to that. Let me vent. Let me move forward. Okay. Number of things occurring. One thing, but let me say this. One thing, a guy asked me when I was locked up. He said, "Man, the holidays, how you know?" He said, "Tim, how you feel about them?" And I recall saying those are days I really can get recharged too. He said, "Why is that?" I say, "Today, kind of got this. It's kind of similar. I assess it kind of similar to like they say doing like the French would have a practice they would do. I think in New Orleans in particular, where they would allow those on the plantations, the slaves and enslaved, to come out, at the Sunday or Friday, and saying go down to Congo Square, I think it was, and release. And it's a time, it seems like the holidays. These are days in which, regardless of what is going on, people, it's kind of the politics of it. They take it more easy. I gotta say this. The police still murder us, still being evicted from our homes. Still going through the day-to-day struggles of being colonized. But it's like unsaid rule or something. Not to trip about it. Like as I see like a low on the phone calls I get, a low on, and it's like like I recall that even they had a policy in the prisons where they would come through and they would you know uh, do shakedowns and doing holidays and Super Bowls and you know um, playoffs. And it's kind of like Rome had a tactic they would do in Rome, where whenever the soldiers would Roman soldiers would be depleted whenever Rome would send out soldiers to go out and conquer other lands. They had a policy. They say increase the games. Increase the games where they said okay, say more entertainment. And kind of make saying those plantations more placated, more palatable to deal with. Um, and so like some tomorrow, I guess time to recharge and what I'm saying, because it's a time where what I'm saying, I guess um plantation owners, the Melanie plantation owners, they allow certain, it's a climate, So I gotta see the time with that. Who we got here? Okay, with blank slate moment is on. What is that? Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, bring us to speak what that is. Welcome. I missed some of those comments up there earlier. So again, y'all forgive us not going on Blog Talk Radio. We're live and direct. We look expecting some calls to call in. We're talking about the scheduled event in Africa, in Ghana. Make sure, and in fact, it's on the day's flyer. I want to make sure I say the correct term. Wait for the sister to call in. Ghana. Um, there's an event scheduled for dedication for a painting or drawing, painting of Chairman Fred Hampton. In fact, that's a glimpse of it that you see on today's flyer. And then we put out a call and mobilizing, get myself and other forces there. I've never I've been unfortunately, I've not had the opportunity to return home. Now I said on many occasions I got to get home before I go home. Interesting. We was having a discussion in school yesterday. I was speaking, and it happened to be a lot of students in there from throughout the diaspora and also from the homeland. Um, Welcome to Fremont Radio. I got this the sound went out. I know I lost my sound. Okay, how do I do this? Start over again. Let's This is Ralph freaking everything. Someone on? Welcome to Freedom on Radio. Welcome to Freedom on Radio. Holidays racist as hell. I'm thankful, but I'm not thankful for racist. Right on. I'm within this country from the natives, just saying, my friend. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I don't. Yes, indeed. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I gave wrong impression. We definitely unite with struggle with the indigenous community and just historically as well as today. No doubt about it. This and let the record reflect. This is Native people's land. This is one of the Holocaust. The colonialists implemented on the colonized community. So we dare not. So let me preface with that. I dare not want to get a wrong impression that I'm saying it's a time where give us to eat. Saying people, those on the plantations, those concessions equate to negating the true history of this country with what they've done to the indigenous community, the black people. So no, let us be very clear on that. In fact, we tell people we relate to what Frantz Fanon said. Okay, right on. Okay, right on. No, man, we solidarity with you. This and it should be known. This should be that's a from wounded knee to the continuous Holocaust what this country has done, and even under such euphemisms, terms like civilizing the savages, which and even such bogus propaganda that trickled down through generations where people use terms like Indian giver. You know what I'm saying? This translated to that the colonialists put forward that the indigenous community gave them the land, and then they said we want to take we want it back. And this propaganda was so impactful. It's, to this day, people say, I tell you ride through just one of these once go through Colorado alone. You say you mean tell someone just gave you this land, but even let me before that, that was foreign to even the indigenous people as well as African people. They didn't even see this is owning the land. And this is something this is something a contradiction that colonialists had exploited. Even the scalping, many people are under the impression. You hear that, what I'm saying. Not just for the John Wayne movies, the scalping. Was it Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee? That's a book I recommend you. And it talks about even the prices that was placed on the scalps, and like in particular the Apaches will run up to $50. They cost so much because the resistance in particular with the Apaches. So it's something how one of the dynamics is so Machiavellian about this country, how they able to flip the script. As Malcolm X said, to make the criminal appear to be the victim and the victim be the criminal. So again, you have generations of people that are under the press when you hear scalping. You automatically you have these images of native people. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, actually, horrid atrocities. Like like it was known, like it was a common practice. Like the uteruses of indigenous women would be utilized as saddle horns for horses. Um, Coming through pillaging certain locations, certain prior to me reservations. I mean, what they would do to the children and salted earth, and even even using rape as a tool, as a war tactic. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely do not let the turkey and cranberry sauce and days off from the plantation soothe your soul from negating, the historical terrorism. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Again, I tell you, when you look at gentrification, land grab, you look at change, you have the blood behind it. You know what I'm saying? You know how the things, projects in Chicago just don't fade away. You know, certain people say, "What happened to the Indians? They just gone." Just don't, you know what I'm saying? But that the record reflect. Our comrade Connor, who's Manuel with Tiny House Warriors, seen the fight, Standing Rock. You know what I'm saying? North Dakota. There is continued resistance, contrary to what the John Wayne movies and the Tarzan movies put out. There is resistance, and people should know that. Yes, indeed. Thank you. It's an honor. I'm honored to serve. We honored to serve. Yes, indeed. Right on. So y'all feel free to call in or tap in, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? 708-223-8953. So I want to press put that in the correct political context. Ghana, I can't recall this. I'm gonna give the website to the event that's scheduled for Ghana in Africa. I'll get it to you shortly. Also, we're December the 3rd. We're December the 1st. Forgive me. I'll make it a point. You call it, I'm not supposed to follow. I'm horrible with this technology. I will do it this time. I remember this. Okay. It's just in phase. Okay. Okay, I'll tap into you. Right on. Where else we at? Yeah, excuse me. Y'all know I don't like no commercials also. Okay, sis, you trying to get on the line? Let me know how I can. So we trying. I think our sister Chastity, when they're trying to get in now. So until we get them in, also, we said putting the seven correct context in regards to tomorrow. The indigenous community history. Also, the loss of the daughter of Malcolm X, El Haj Malik El Shabazz. Okay, how do I do this? I'm horrible with this. I'm horrible with this technology. I need somebody here with me to do this technology 24/7. This is not my strong point. Not my strong point. Is that you? No. Is that her? No. No. Is that you? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got the wrong person. I apologize. I'm okay. Okay, wait. No, hold on. No. Hold on. How do you? I can't do this. Man. Okay, we go, man. I know one thing. While everybody doing their thing, tomorrow. I'm sitting down. Give me a breather. Man. I can't. This is unbelievable. Okay, so see if you go get us on the. I'm trying to bring someone in live, someone else on live Instagram. And as you see, I'm having issues with this. Yeah, I'm a panther cub. I'm not an octopus. I'm trying to do 8 things at once. Boy, this is, man. I know tomorrow, man. Wait, man. Man, hey, I'm trying to work this technology. Leave it to leave it to me. Hey, I had 2 tin cans in the string and do what it do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to balance this out, man. Real talk. Hey. You told this is saying this is saying Chairman Fred. I mean, when I come, man, I don't even tell you my technology stories, man. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what. No, I brought it in. I'm supposed to bring someone else in on the live. Chastity, what is your what is your Instagram? I don't. This is I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. I'm not. I'm not feeding it. Okay. Okay. I'm hesitant. Let me try this again. Okay. Is this you? Okay. I'm. Did I hit it right? Oops. How you doing? Yeah. Man. Right, right on, sis. Right on. Right on. Okay. All right. Okay, man. You see, I'm trying to do like an octopus. Our blog talk is down. We good. We gonna work this out. Let me know if y'all can hear my sister. It's Chastity on the line, Instagram Live. She supposed to call in, but unfortunately, our blog talk radio is down. I'm gonna do this. We YouTube, we live intellectual radio. It's so I'm gonna put you by the microphone. Give us. Okay, we I know we on the countdown. We trying to work this. First of all, welcome, sister, welcome to Freedom on Radio. What's going on? What we trying to do in Africa? Some history about the trips that been going on in Africa. Um, some background of it. What and what do we have to do? Yeah. Okay. Right on. Give us that event page and the website, sister. Okay, okay. All right, I'm okay. I'm gonna do that. You see, I'm over here fighting with this technology. Y'all heard that? We're gonna make this happen. Get the word out. I'm looking forward to this. So we're gonna post this. I'm gonna need somebody to help me repost it. We're gonna get the word out again. Right on, right on, sis. Right on, right on, sis. Right on. Yes. Okay. Appreciate you, sis. Right on. You too, sis. Right on. Yes, indeed. And I click off. Okay. Oh no. Do I got to cut out of here? Okay. If I okay. Now do I? I'm not holding you on now, sister. I need some forces that start committing me being in the studio with me on Wednesday to have me set up, doing this, moving. I hope I'm not holding her page up by staying on. Chassie, let me know if okay, I still got her page on. I hope I'm not holding her up. Okay. Y'all heard that last. She's gonna post in the comments. I need y'all to help me repost that, the information about what's going on in Ghana, December the 19th. And they repost it. Also, she's gonna try to tap back in with us. Also, I'm really looking forward to this. That's the actual painting on the flyer, today's flyer. We received some unfortunate news of the death of Malcolm X's one of Malcolm X's daughters. Michael, I know I'm saying the wrong name wrong. Michael, I'm not sure if this is one of the twins, but I want to. The day before yesterday was found in a home in Brooklyn. First of all, Black Panther Party Cubs and community condolences out to the Shabazz family. One of our mantras with the Black Panther Party Cubs is that we are the great grandchildren of Garvey, referencing Marcus Garvey, and offspring of Malcolm and the Cubs of Panthers. I was questioned. I think it says someone you think it's foul play, what's going any situation on the plantation in general, whether it's direct or indirect, what I'm saying, whether it's talking the killing in Chicago, the drug usages, dynamics in our relationships, the food, health, coronavirus. The conversation of capitalism cannot be taken out of it. In particular, we're talking about those who are targeted. This system employs a tactic more deeper than I forgot whose tenure it was. It was during a time period in South Korea. I forgot under whose leadership or what era I was speaking of. They had a policy where a person would be locked up and it would keep them for 3 generations to weed out any resistance in that lineage, in that bloodline. Many of you have heard the stories about, Tupac, Amora Shakur, even as a child, memories, seeing the feds come to the home, so on and so forth. And just, local law enforcement, schools, how they watch lineage and they trace lineage more detailed than a dogmatic dog breeder. In fact, many cases, the system knows the individual's potential before even if the respective individual does not know their respective potential. I was having an interesting conversation with a brother yesterday, and who comes from a lineage of one of the legendary leadership in one of the street organizations, the street tribes. And we were conversating, and I said something to the effect. He's talking about children. He said, he said, man, your son. Yeah, I said, man, I don't know, man. I don't know about the thought of bringing someone into this to this world. And Tupac had said something one time about he don't want to bring no second class citizens into society. And we already know, and I think back in my life, the struggles I had, saying, I mean, just the extra targeting and so on and so forth. And he said something to the effect like, well, man, our DNA, our lineage, our instincts, it protect them. I said, I hear you, man. But it's something. It's a dynamic. It's that you cannot negate about how this system, the study and surveillance. In fact, there was a case not too long ago where Mike, the son of Mike Royko, and for those not familiar who Mike Royko was, Mike Royko had authored a book called The Boss. This is about the Daily Machine, Mayor Daley, saying that, in fact, Mike Royko was also a columnist for the Sun Times. But he commented at the end of it gave a lot of detail. By the way, recommended reading. By the way, recommended reading. Mike Royko, Royko. At the end of the book, he said, "Thank you for all those who provided information to him about the Daily Machine." Say, by the way, he's not revealing his sources. He's not. He said, so you can unpack your bags. And he was saying that to say that you know how the Daily Machine operates. I mean, it's tentacles. I mean, where it reaches. I mean, to this day. So imagine back in its high day, when this climax. And ironic, I remember some years back, this guy, Mike, his son or grandson, had this case. Even the news reporters was like, you know why his son got this case. You know, they have not forgotten what his father or grandfather would authored the book, The Boss. So I want to just put that out there to put in context when you come into a conversation about any relatives. You know what I'm saying? We talking about, so in particular, first descendants of you know what I'm saying, of Malcolm X, El Haj Malik Shabazz, and not just this to negate the counterinsurgency, and not to view it in a reactionary way. In other words, so that you can directly see. We talk about struggles that Minister U.E.P. Newton, Dr. U.E.P. Newton, and I interchangeably use that also because I want people to still say he was the Minister of Defense of the Black Panther Party, but I think it's imperative also, I put that out there also because a lot of people have this, I was speaking at the school yesterday and the sister said something to the effect like, these people were smart, and she was shocked. A lot of people have this impression that, these are the dregs, these are the rejects, the people have no other choice. They were just fighting and just a bunch of reactionary cats. These forces, I mean, these are the revolutionaries. I'm talking about, given the option, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, again, they have many cases you have forces who have sacrificed. They could have been, as Chairman Freire said, quote unquote, all right. But they seen that the mass of people not be all right in this capitalism. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, you look at, not say, I hate to use these standards, but I'll bite the bullet on this one. I will put it out there, even by bourgeoisie standards. Sundiata Acoli, long-held political prisoner, still held captive. In fact, was on the case that in the shooting, the turnpike. I'm gonna check this out too, guys. Yeah, right on, bro. Just get this update. I know we definitely talk about. I know we want to talk about the Ahmaud Arbery. Your thoughts on that too. So definitely want y'all to comment on that too. I lost my train of thought. That did that quick. So the breaking process. Remind me. What? Help me out. Oh, the count. By the count is by Sundiata Acoli. It was supposed to have been a classmate and actually taught geometry to the guy Neil Armstrong, who they say was one of the first individuals to land on the moon. And you look at the writings. Type in Minister U.E.P. Newton and got this guy's name from England. He's had these talk shows, these dialogues, and just has a height breakdown, dialectical imperialism, dialectical materialism, and look at even under contested conditions. Now, I say contested conditions. A lot of people can move with these theoretical analysis when everything is laid out for them. A lot of organizations operate their way. Look at this video footage of Minister U.E.P. Newton. Sweating. I'm talking about, I'm talking about sweating from just, intensity. I ain't talking about, I'm inside the prison and the analysis that he's provided. You know what I'm saying? Look at some of the writings of Mumia Abu Jamal, former Deputy Minister of Information Black Panther Party in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Assessments, you know what I'm saying? It's going outside community. To be able to view and taking analysis, this dynamics that directly impact you. For example, I recall on the street in Inglewood in Chicago, and it was some guys. I was doing some assessments and had a little, let's say this, put it for lack of a better term, a discussion with a young cat, and the young cat was talking about setting up shop. Somebody, in other words, he's talking about hustling, right there on the block I grew up on. And he had his lady stayed there on the block, and so. And I was, and they tried, and all the guys tried to devalue it until like it's gonna be like this battle or war. So no. It's important, it's imperative that we address this in an objective way. This ain't no war, no. I said, let me talk to this brother for a minute. And I took him. I said, let's take a walk for a minute. And I took him down the block that we lived on. And I said, I want you to look closely at those youngsters. I said, watch those little sisters playing rope, double dutch rope. Look at those brothers' faces. I said, watch their body language. And I say, watch their body language. Right on. Right back at you. Right back at you, Sister from D. Right on. And then I took him around the corner with his block, where they had already made the inroads, and they had been setting up shop. They had a notorious history on this particular block. I said, now look, step back for a minute. I said, I want them to see you. I say, watch those young ladies. Watch their faces. Look at the cold. Look at the hardness. Look at the same age. I said, watch their body language when vehicles cars ride past. And mind you, this is early on in the drug game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for our generation. I mean, ain't nothing new under the sun. I want to just come like this. This country. This ain't. I mean, this is drug game. They didn't run it down from Nick. I mean, opium wars up until the day. And he's seen the different dynamics of it. And I'm saying all to say, you know what I'm saying, when you put it give an objective analysis about it. They put it so it couldn't be just like negated to like reactionary where the drugs are bad, so the impact, how, you know what I'm saying, like Tupac said about Brenda's got a baby. Let me show you how this impacts the whole community. So again, when you talk about these forces and this, how they impact, so this again, not only extend our condolences, let's acknowledge that it warrants investigation. It warrants investigation. You know what I'm saying? We refer to it as a people's investigation, the PI. So again, and a lot of people say, well, damn, Chairman, how you going from this to Africa, but the event December 19th, Malcolm X's daughter, now you talking about young Dolph, you know what I'm saying, the young brother murdered in Memphis, Tennessee. Everything is political. An individual asked me yesterday, he said, man, I can't believe I watched you in one day. We talking about yesterday. He said something to the effect, he said, I heard you at a funeral for like a street legend in Chicago. You know what I'm saying, brother Prince Diablo. Send our condolences. He said, I heard you was at you made it, you running, you got to the funeral late, you extend your condolences. Then you was at Kennedy King College speaking. Students, you know what I'm saying, there had to be students in there from Ghana, actually, yeah, ironically speaking, Ghana, Senegal, Nigeria. And we just and we talk about different dynamics about the importance of Marcus Garvey. It's on my live. I'll go to my Facebook page, Fred Hampton. Then he said, I couldn't believe it. Later on, he said, I'm tired from watching you. He said, first I kind of got upset. I said, why would Chairman Fred be at a 2 Chainz concert? And people and he say, next thing I know, I heard you talking political prisoners to this audience, these people. Now I reminded him. I said, years ago, the brother Waka Flocka. I mean, when I first approached him, as soon as he seen me come, he said, hey, I heard of you. He said, I heard you be coming. He said, 1 second. He reached for his brother. Brother came, Big D. Big D came and say, he say, I had done 10 years. I was locked up with Sunday Adekole. Ironically speaking, Sunday Adekole, who's also on the Jersey Turnpike on South Shakur, was shot up and attacked. But you know what I'm saying? Sunday Adekole is still locked up. We got to keep his name fresh in our minds and our hearts. You know what I'm saying? Who's been hit, paroled denial after parole denial, because past 80 years old, we got to keep the Clark Squire, Sunday Adekole, keep his name fresh in our minds and our hearts, and demand a release of Sunday Adekole and all political prisoners for that matter. And he said, I was, I was in the yard with Sunday out of Coley. And tell you how even these forces were locked up, how they impact, to this day. And the state knows this, the impact they have on people. So, but Big D had said to me later on, I was backstage talking to the youngsters at the concert. He said something to the effect, he say, how you be dealing with these cats? How you say, like you be going, you back talking to different cats. And I said something to the effect that I don't have the luxury of drinking purified water. I got to deal with the good, the sewer water. I got to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're not in a conscious clique. I'm not into this for, to debate with anyone about, what shade of brown with the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? The deal is we take into account history. We take into account history, and we deal with the real world. We utilize philosophical tool, dialectical materialism. We take into account history and also common sense and logic, what's going on right now. And we weigh it out. We relate to an old African axiom that says what's good for the family may not be good for the community. What's good for the community is good for the family and the community. We relate to the Black Panther Party line that the whole is bigger than the part. I'm not gonna jive. Y'all was drained yesterday. I got that phone call and we weighed it out. They say, man, dudes in town, 2 Chainz. I said, okay, talk to me. What the audience said, where it's at? I say, does it balance out? What with the crowd, it was the age range, and that's how that's how we assess stroke. Not what I don't like this, and it's not about what I like, what I want to be. It's places I'd be like, man, I got to deal with certain dynamics, but for the greater good. For we go backstage, after the show last night, all the artists that so we come back, Shauna, different artists there in town. So we come down, and I overheard one brother when he kid downstairs. So you had all, you could imagine if someone who see my live on my page, you seen the audience you had back there, you had all that back there, you know what I'm saying? The whole setup. And I overheard one brother say, man, watch the before and after. Watch when chairman get this talking. And he's, you know what I'm saying? And it's second nature, you know what I'm saying? The deal is, to assess it and move accordingly. I recall one brother of the Black Panther Party. We were struggling one time about something. I think about campaign about the Hampton House. And I said something to the effect, right on Fremont, sis, if you can't, man, help me out. Yeah, I need you to repost this and get it through the network. I gotta get you, you've been here on working this technology for me. Yeah, right on, sis. Hollywood team next in the building, right on. So I lost my train of thought. I moved so fast. What was we going about this here? What was I talking about this here? What was I going on? Help me out. I was on train of thought. I was going to move so fast on this here. Sometimes I tell myself, I cracked on, I said the most deaf, now known as Yasin Bey. I say, man, I say, I relate to you. So I say, me, you, and someone else, Ryan Coogler, my nephew Ryan Coogler. I say, I think we be talking, and sometimes these ideas and thoughts be just rushing, and be like, some people say, man, how you like you stuttering, you speaking too fast. No, it be so many ideas that so to be trying to rush, trying to get them out. I'm to rest right on. Hampton House brother came through. That's where I was at. Help me out a little bit more. You get me close to. Okay, help me out into right on. Hampton House can help me out a little bit more. Tag team with me. That's tag team with me though. But let me get back to okay. I think I was in the arena talking about the different moves that we have to do. We have to assess. We have to take an assessment. We have the Black Panther Party clubs have the code of culture, where we win ours at certain points of unity. And we right on, sister from the D. So we backstage, and the bus. He said, "Watch what's gonna happen," and we assessed it. And what I'm saying, we assessed it. So, okay, where we at? And we see a lot of people approach the community from what they want the world to be, and you have to take into account different dynamics. even when I go to certain locations of cities, I ask people, I said, what type of narcotics have people strung out on? I mean, one brother said, why would you ask something like that? We don't want to talk to them. I said, a lot of people was against the Rainbow Coalition when Chairman Fred organized it. You did. A lot of people like, man, why would you want to talk to these racist white dudes, young patriots? Why you want to talk to these street organizations? Chairman Fred, again, we relate to that of being realists. So we playing to win. We're not playing for some sort of ego contest or to hear ourselves talk or to prove that we are more quote unquote conscious of somebody. We are playing to win. We know a necessary ingredient in winning is the people. And we have to heighten the contradictions, the lines to be redrawn of whose interest do you work in. See, we relate to what Lenin said that we don't say how the state views you, how you view the state. Those are defining factors on where you at. The case. So people say, well, how are we going to think of the case of Dolph? Dolph was this is a short for his actual name Adolf. I can't remember the entire name. Young brother in Memphis, and we've been hearing about the slaughter. That's been happening in Memphis, happening in Chirac, happening throughout every colonized community you dig. And I just was brought to my attention yesterday. Actually, the brother was born in Chicago, and I said, wow. And there's a lot of stuff coming out about some of the concerns about, the time of the death, with him. Brother known as King Von, Mo 3 out of Houston, Texas. They say they were all in November, and they were supposed to be signed. I was just saying, this distribution company, Empire. They were supposed to sign the Empire. So there's a lot of questions about that. Yeah, Empire. And the deal is too. I want to acknowledge the things. You listen to the conversation, the moves these cats are making. He was one interview. He was talking about like how the struggles, with his parents being demoralized. Notice the words we use. We don't say no strung outs or hypes, or demoralized. He acknowledges, his issues and and how but even the dynamics of his grandparents. One grandparent raising, and they own their masters. These are conversations. Thank you, sis. Right on. They own their masters, and these are conversations. You say, wait a minute. These are consistent contradictions. You hear about this with Sam Cooke, and you say, how is it? All this, they are dealing with major dynamics. I'm talking that. I mean, even the terms. You see, even if you don't know you're not familiar with the particulars of the music industry. You hear that term "masters." That's some. You hear the word "master" anything. The history of that term. I don't care if it's in the music industry. I don't care if it's in the streets or whatever. Or it's some political happenings happening. You know what I'm saying? And you go back and look at the discussion with Sam Cooke, what was going on, you know what I'm saying? What he was doing at the time, about even in Los Angeles, these different little recording studios, you know what I'm saying? You look at it into the value to this. I tell people, I say, when you do, I hate to quote this, I'm gonna quote him. Lil Wayne said in regards to Nipsey Hussle, when you great, you assassinated. When they tell you that Pac, even Biggie, was under government surveillance, they telling you this. If you're under surveillance, nothing happens to you. Detached is like the term in prison called state property. Anything happens to you, the state sanction it or know about it. There's no ifs and buts about it. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around it. And these cats owning these masters, and you know what I'm saying, and you think about, you know what I'm saying, what's also the question of distribution, because one thing to have something, but to be able to get it out, like brother told me one time, he said, you should be happy. He said, man, one brother came down who was tortured by John Burge, and he came down he seen me get off the bus. I was going to a protest downtown. Oh, his brother's dead now. What's his brother's name? I can't recall his name. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Those who he was on death row, he was on the first get exonerated. He had a long black coat. He had his white car. Come to me 1 minute. Oh, I can't think of his name. He said, Chairman, why do you keep coming down here protesting? He said, what's your thing? Why do you? He said, you was never tortured by John Burge. He said, now that I know about, why do you keep on doing what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? And I said, man, he said, cats be getting big settlements. You know what I'm saying? He said, here you come, you go on a bus coming down here protesting for us, man. I'm just flashbacking on this, trying to remember his brother's name. But you start to look at the dynamics, and not in a reactionary face value way of the times of the death of individuals. And it's insulting how they tell you. I mean, you look at when you engage in an arena, you know what I'm saying. I mean, even in a biblical sense, a biblical analogy. You just can't. I mean, you can't say David fighting against Goliath, and you think he just this. You know, you have this. That's inclusive of Goliath's troops, not just this one big person. There are certain dynamics that it's different. That you're a machine. You're fighting. Like I tell people when I'm dialoguing with people, I'm not just struggling with that individual. I'm going against an ideology. I'm going against something that even inside their parents, their father's alma mater, their mother's church, and trying to trace it back to their great grandparents' master, you know, implemented inside them. And I'm coming with this scalpel, this political scalpel. Excuse me, we're coming with this political scalpel. This politics, this political scalpel, and many people see it as a knife. And you're trying to cut my grandmother, my grandfather. No, we're trying to politicize the people, and it hurts. And we're trying to get this cancer of capitalism. As Field Marshal George Jackson, the Black Panther Party, said, capitalism not only affects the economy, but it affects the psychic of the people. It not only affects the economy, but it affects the psychic of the people. How you think, how you automatically, how you see the news. What's your first thought when you hear about something? When Malcolm X's daughter found dead. What's your first thought when you hear a shooting in Chicago? Does your mind automatically go to some black teenager with dreadlocks? Do you even think that the cartel is in Chicago? What has been ingrained in you? What's self-hatred? You know what I'm saying? And the damage that goes down. So this political scalpel, some see it as a knife. You know what I'm saying? And you're saying, no, we're trying to get this cancer. You know what I'm saying? And the deal is, it hurts. And there are some of us who are casualties. They're like in Walking Dead. They say, how long they been bit? How long they go? It's too far gone. It's a wrap. Back to this brother Dolph. He talked, man. He's breaking down something in one interview, and this not the only one. This ain't the only young brother. So all this stuff talking about these cats is not educated. He didn't go to college or nothing. This cat had a whole layout plan about taking his child, his son or daughter, and each year buying them a bandit building. And by the time they get 18 years old, they say he's surprised. Say, listen, all of them is your buildings, it's your chain of buildings. These, but what's also, she's like, well, why they don't put this in the music, And it's known, the same reason why, how you in our community, the code switch when you go for a job application or the police pull you over, change your vernacular. Like in the movie Planet of the Apes, I think the last version came out, and the trainer, the zookeeper was coming in, and the orangutan who was like more like a intellectual. He told the apes, he said, hey, be quiet. The humans don't like no small monkeys. That impact your food, everything. And let's be upfront about this here. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that just dismiss these cats as just a bunch of reactionary cats. I mean, man, lay out and the deal is in the steak, and they smell it, the intelligence. You look at it, I mean, even when they say he was murdered at. This place, Makita's Cookies, and it's important I listen to details. Go and get cookies for his mother. This whole thing about this cancer clinic. See, these are different dynamics. You see. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to do no blanket assessment on all these young brothers are good. There are certain forces like in the streets and with the Black Panther Party. Don't get it twisted. You never hear me say some blanket assessment. You know what I'm saying? There are contradictions in families. You know what I'm saying? All people say, oh, that's such brother. Okay, I'm listening. Keep talking. Because these are different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? And the deal is the state smells that. They know which ones to raise up, and they can smell those backbones coming through. You follow what I'm saying? But check out this case, and also, in addition to this, brother, please, I request, man, check out this interview from his wife. This was done prior to his murder. Again, this has been going. Memphis. This is not an aberration, but these murders. Her brother, her biological brother, had just been murdered. They just recently. Listen to this interview from her. Listen to her. You know what I'm saying? The assessment that she gives, and you know what I'm saying, and she talking and how she assesses it. I mean, man, phenomenal. I'm telling you. I mean, again, this is before the murder of her husband. Again, I can't recall the sister's name. And I feel bad about that, but check out. And he's a man. You hear? And you found some of the pictures of him and his family. And you said, well, why they just want in the video, whatever. Man, let's be for real. You know what type of stuff they're gonna get that play to. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Y'all forgive me. I missed my comment. I'm missing our comments. Forgive me. Yes, right on. Please, let me know. Yes, good conversation going on. Dina Jones, I see it. Hollywood team next year, even Nipsey else on. Yes, this is yes. This man, hey, it's deeper than this is deeper than beats and bullshit. Real talk. This is deeper than beats and bullshit. And you know what I'm saying? And it's insulting the stuff that they feed us. You know what I'm saying? That even historically, you know what I'm saying? We playing catch up. We come from a deficit. It's so many artists they done took out the game. You know what I'm saying? Go look behind, like Cadillac Records was actually Chess Records. In reality, Chess Records. And you hear about the tactics about, you know, that like really going down, giving certain artists just a Cadillac. In retrospect, like playing Monday morning quarterback. You look back and say, man, you shouldn't have signed this for that. But the type of gangster tactics that go down in the music industry, the boxing industry. I mean, man, you go back and really look at the stories of, you know, of Sonny Liston and all, you know, the promoters and the benefactors. And I mean, man, the tactics is mind blowing. But check out the past interviews of young Dolph. Also, his widow now. Unfortunately, his widow. I mean, there's one piece right when her brother was murdered. I'm talking about the assessment about Memphis, about our people, and the passionate, the painful plea, and acknowledging this, you know, the contradictions again. And you can, you know, I'm saying, I can tell you her bio. Like I said, when they told me, I read that he has from Chicago, not Central, but that like a structure with him, I peeped it in her. I can if her man, I can tell you the father, the mother, I mean the definitely, you know what I'm saying, man, was there. And I man, if you find something different, let me know. And see, this system is phenomenal. I'm gonna explain why I said that. I know a lot of us have these subjective, you know, you don't need no father, I don't be the father, all this type of, and it's embarrassing being oppressed. Quote me on that. This Chairman Fred, it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing being oppressed. Only thing that gives you some more dignity is recognizing who oppressed you. In other words, I can't recall how many times I be at places embarrassing when I eat and be like, damn, Chairman, you through already? But it was so refreshing to see on that Instagram, what's the cat name? Wallow and Gilly get some podcast. And Wallow, the guy Wallow, who he's talking about the experiences in prison. And he was eating. And Gilly was saying, man, slow down. And you could I knew then who had been locked up. No slight on nobody. I can to be able to relate to those experiences. And Wallow said, man, you make them guards, you got to be moving. He said you can't, you know, and then the other brother Gilly said something like, well, man, you know, they ain't this, that, you're not there no more. And that's easier said. The damage, you know what I'm saying? I mean, how it impacts you. Field Marshal George Jackson said, no man, we're gonna paraphrase it. No man, no woman leaves this place unaffected. I'm talking about the dynamics of, you know what I'm saying, how your senses, you got to be, you can grow up, even the meals, food is political, how you eat it. Nipsey Hussle talked about the impact on him when he went back to Eritrea, and at the time, at a certain time, the bells would ring, you know, they would call a dawn, the prayer, and you can see ain't no, I'm gonna stay working. It was a community. Everybody went home. They sat down and ate. The communalism, how it impacted him. You know what I'm saying? Man, that even the term they use inside prison, it's called child time. You know what I'm saying? You think they can pick no other word? You know what I'm saying? Puppy child, the whole dynamic of it. You got to eat that. And ain't no coming out and just shaking it. I mean, and it was refreshing to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm embarrassing at times. I'm like, damn, and people just say, just stop it. Easier said than done. Now these are adults we're talking about. Let me follow with this conversation about damage. Guess I'm going to get in that studio. I'm going to do this piece in a minute because this dynamic, man. Whew. I had some struggles a couple of days ago, and it was, it's terrible, it's fine, but the deal is not to take it personal, but you reckon, I remember when I was doing this interview and this sister said something, I said something, we all damaged goods. She's like, oh, I'm not damaged. And I said, oh, you in particular got to be damaged. I said, man, want to deny it. And in most cases, those reactionaries, a lot of times, it'd be like a go overboard, and it's really, and you take it as offensive. It's a fight to convince themselves. You follow what I'm saying? And it's humbling to say this, that an oppressor that may not have even done nothing to you directly, that has impacted you, that you carry the water bucket, you pass it down. It was a line in the movie Greenleaf where Oprah Winfrey's character told the guy who was sexually abusing the nieces and nephews. She said, I don't know what daddy and mama did to you, but y'all pass it down like it's a piece of family jewelry or something. You know what I'm saying? And to pass it down. I'm at the laundromat the other day, washing clothes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I come out the laundromat, walking out. And I hate sometimes I blame the politics. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wrote a song called It's Ignorance Abyss. I be wishing I didn't know all this stuff. I wish I could look at stuff just straight laced, react, you know what I'm saying? This it, that's all. But not to see the whole dynamic of it. So I'm coming out the laundry door. Young sister coming in. Let's say she's 15. Let's say 15. Big bag of clothes. You know what I'm saying? So I opened the door for her. She comes past. She said, thank you. I turn around. I guess I'm going to say this is her little brother. He 11 to 12. He coming. He got a big bag of clothes. I turn around. I'm trying to go back to get the door for him. He's competing. He's rushing to beat me to the door. He's rushing to beat me to the door. Pissing contest unnecessarily. I get the door open. If he had a banger, if he had a gun, you could see he let loose. You could see the disdain. The sister say he opened the door for you. And he couldn't catch it. It reminded me of a situation in front of my mother comrade's house one time. I came to the house. This young guy was out there. It was on Facebook Live. And this guy had a whole American flag suit on. I say, hey, man, what you doing in front of this house with them gang colors on? His disconnect, he couldn't even relate to what I was saying. She jumps in. The biological mother jumps in. I bought them clothes. She jumps in. So he reaches for the phone but he don't know in the streets. Sometimes you reach for a bang or what? So he reaches. I said, I see the phone. I said, okay, I can go live too. I'm going live. The people see it. The brothers they ride down. What's up, champ? They pull up. He has no communication skills, in particular with men, in particular with black men. Let me specify that. He don't even know it's getting heated. She has a tune in for him. She jumps in, tells him to get in the car, let's go. It's like this. I remember this lady on the West Coast. She had the pit bull, and she had pampered the pit bull to the point the dog. She was bragging about it. She said he don't bark. He don't walk. I carry him. And I said, that's making you some hell of a person. And I looked at her boyfriend. And I said, and you can see the same conversation could be held. You know what I'm saying? And you take away the survival skill. It's a case in London right now where they have stopped this lady's visits right now. Man, please don't mess my sound up right now. Damn, man, my sound gone. Hey, when they call doing this radio, let me tell y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. Okay, we'll get Instagram a few minutes to kick back in with us. I know team next we got to follow up on about this, help set this thing up. Just I'm gonna get up there and get a podcast. I'm up there and I got up there and I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to tap back in with us, y'all, on Instagram. When people call, that's not the volume. So y'all can't hear me. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes for everybody to tap back in with us on Instagram. Y'all let people know we back on Instagram. And to subscribe and like Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. On YouTube. Okay. Right on, sis. Right on. That's what I'm talking. Right on, sis. Right on. Say it again. Just hit the volume button. You want when they call. Just hit this. Okay. When they call, just hit the volume button. And that dismiss the call. All right. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Real God, with free them right back at you. Yes, indeed. Right on. Okay, we'll do. Now, okay, let me pick up where we was at. And most people do these, like, if you be honest with yourself, like a lot of, all parents, I say all children are subjective. I'm mad to that too. Parents also, because a lot of times your vision, what you want to do, but you gotta be real careful. What does it come at the expense of? You follow what I'm saying? You take away someone's survival skills. I told this young sister before. I said, be careful with your son. He's in a certain age. He's out there in the jungle. The breast milk will constantly spoiling him. There are wolves out there that can smell that breast milk on him. I say, be careful if you're still nursing him at 18 years old. Be real careful, because he's out there in the jungle. There are other wolves out who have been, what I'm saying, they can smell it. They seek it out, and they eat it up. So be careful. If you clip those survive for your own purpose, people tell me, I want me to take me an animal home. When you take those, excuse me, I ain't gonna speak hypothetical. There's a case in London. Check it out, Google it. They have banned this lady from coming to visit the chimpanzees, the gorillas. So he's like, why is he banned? Because she comes, she brings food. She has been going consistently with this one monkey in particular. No, I ain't calling him no gorilla. She has been so consistent with him, what I'm saying, to the point that the other animals have a disdain for him. He doesn't smell like them. He doesn't relate to them. He doesn't know how to walk like them. They can't figure this monkey out. They confused it, man. He got fur. Man, it's a different dynamic about him. She is that for her, so she's able to go back and brag about how she is. She's Jane. She's Jane in the jungle. She had to go to events and get funding and big. I hope y'all hear me. Hope you hear me. She's able to go to events and get big funding. She seems the great. You're great. You're going to say that you're going to tame. Now she know which one to pick out. She knew. She studied his man. When they got him, caught this gorilla at a time when there was when it's after his mother. I think the poachers that killed them. So that opening, that pain was there. So anything close to that, any symbolism to that. It didn't have to be the actual coca leaf. It could be crack, any dynamic. Infamil, milk, whatever it is, to get any connection to that. And she exploited that. The state machine, they come through, destroy your families, and you say anything, can I connect with anything? Well, your mothers and fathers are here, but we do have this for you. We have the Army, we have the Marines, we have the police department. Any dynamic. And a lot of people are so reactionary they can't distinguish. No, this is a different dynamic. That this he to the point that the other monkey, the gorilla, say this guy is becoming is a security risk. Because they have certain languages that they speak that, you know what I'm saying? They have certain codes when a trainer's coming, when a visitor's coming, how to act and all. They say this dude here, we don't know, we confused. We confused. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? He gets special food. You know what I'm saying? Then when it's beneficial, he, you know what I'm saying, to become with the gorillas, he want to come eat with us, but he getting these special meal. They say, man, we ain't want you, we can't figure this out. We can't sum this up right now, but in the meantime, between time, man, you ain't welcome here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody run around. The trainers bring you up. They hold you up on the stage. Oh, he's bilingual. He speaks all these languages. He went to this school and all that. And dude, that's cool, man. We have a communication that we have to relate to. That you know what I'm saying? We don't know how you get out. It's security risk. So they had to ban her because his, you know what I'm saying? It upset the whole ecosystem. Back to the situation at the laundromat. So the youngster, he coming in, you can see he on 10. So the youngsters say, man, he was just trying to open the door for you. Then I see other dynamics. Not a man in sight. In sight. And he was so confused. I didn't feed up into it. See, a lot of times, even reactionaries like diseases and like certain, you need something to feed off of. You need and so in most cases, you respond back with a reaction, like, you know what I'm saying, you bristle back up. It was confusion because that energy I supposed to responded back like I beat him to the door. Man, it's a laundromat that closes in 4 hours. Ain't no rush to this, you know what I'm saying? And for you know, you engaging in pissing contests for no purpose. You ain't hear me? They have you engaging in pissing contests without no purpose. Quote unquote, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. You end up about you won, you know what I'm saying? And these are definitions given to you. You know what I'm saying? Or that they are scraps that the systems let you get. You brag how many niggas you done laid down. They have you, you know what I'm saying, out there, even the definition of manhood, how many women you bedded, you know what I'm saying? This, you know what I'm saying? This is like you, the ruling class they are so Machiavellian. They have you thinking that it's something that you did, that you chose it. You know what I'm saying? Like they take away your definition, and it's humbling. It's humbling. It's humbling. It's embarrassing. But that dynamic again, and you can see the damage. And you know what I'm saying? And again, it becomes, after a while, it becomes normalized. And it was, you know, I'm not even gonna go into details. You know, some other struggles the other day. And I said, man, one of my biggest fears is challenging this system. Is not to become, fighting them. I don't want to become them. A lot of times you engage in battle, you'll come out like, man, we won. But you have to look and say, okay, are we still intact? It's important. I mean, one time we had a physical confrontation with it was a situation one time. When we leave, you know, after we dealt with the situation, I said, okay, we secure, everybody secure, body count, check, you know, because blood on people's shirt. I said, you know, it was a fight. It was a fight. It wasn't no shoot. It was a fight. Let me say that. But it was certain, you know, so you had to check because when you engage, when you charge the energy, no one leaves. I don't care if you won or lost. No one leaves. And then I didn't say like even relationships, like they say with sexual intercourse, they say you exchange energy, you know. And the deal is when you engage in conversations and battle, I tell people like, Chad, why you didn't go back and forth with that person and say, if nothing but skin particles of you know, if nothing but you have lost something, you never leave a situation unimpacted. You know what I'm saying? You'll leave us, like you hear people talking about their cases. I beat that case, but at what cost? That time, you know what I'm saying? People in county jail. You've been in Cook County jail 11, 12 months, and you know what I'm saying? And the bond you paid, they keep a percentage. They took the bond. You bond out. You bond out. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're getting interest of your money that's there. When the bond, they keep a percentage of it. And you know what I'm saying? That county jail, that experience that will be in you, that, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we have to look at struggle. We have to look at situations like that. Even be careful when we assess as victories. You know what I'm saying? Even the scrapes of it, a fight. You know what I'm saying? A relationship. You know what I'm saying? And the deal is sometimes you ideally listen, I want to come out better. Like I tell people, we do coalitions, we do organizing, even adversaries. I would like to come out better. You know what I'm saying? Like even with the movie Judas and Black Messiah, we want to come out with a more advanced director, more advanced producer, and actor, everything. You know what I'm saying? Cultural consultant, and up to ante. Imperialism take the situation and they gut you. You know what I'm saying? Even with our membership in our organization, people come through, you know what I'm saying? The turnover rate is a motherfucker. The turnover rate is people come, but you better check the resume before they say they come through this here, man. It's an impact. The people say, man, the impact you had on our life. And you have to look at yourself, look at your past encounters with people and say, man, how did you know what I'm saying? How does that, and how did that come out? Even the system. Even just being pulled over systems, oh man, well, the system ain't that bad, man. Gave me a loan. I got this back, you know what I'm saying? They done this for me, you know what I'm saying? They let my father out of jail. Weigh it out. Weigh it out. Weigh it out. Go check your scars. Check your scars. Check your scars. Check your war wounds. Check your pulse. See if it's a heart still there. See the lungs. See if it's, check your mind. See if you're repeating somebody else's rhetoric. See if you're saying you go what the Army paid for my college fund. They ain't got no problem with it. Go back and check. Go back and listen to yourself. What have they produced? Who won? Who advanced? What did you do? What's the mindset? Whose agenda are you push? Do you push? Well, I got trained. I got what skills? Who does it benefit at the end of the day? Do an assessment. Because you better believe they do. They want to know, okay, we look at the case, the Ahmaud Arbery case. They want to look at the case and say, okay, how does this weigh out? Can we get this? Will people be more faithful? Because it's getting to the point they question the system. So do we just devalue, let some concessions go out with these poor white trash? You know, those are they words? These hillbillies, and to get people to have a faith back into this system, or do we say no? We're not going. Oh yeah, this is the Machiavellian. It's Machiavellian. How does it balance out? Like some people say, like you talk to some people, they're like, man, listen, okay. Some people don't even talk to you. They want to know how does it benefit them financially. I come in the conversation like, okay, what's the political dynamics? How can the contradictions be heightened, even at the expense? Because I look at it, I say, okay, man, shit, them people that kidnapped me took 9 years out of my life locked up. How can we utilize it to heighten the contradictions? How can this conversation? Well, man, I just want to talk to you. Okay, who is this person? What change? They just don't want to talk. How does it move for advance the struggle? Fremont. So that's the dynamics we want to look for. And I know I missed some questions and comments. I'm sure y'all feel free. You never leave. That's right. You never leave the same way you came. Never. You never. Any encounter, and go back at yourself and look at it. Go back and look at, look at you and say, man, what made me unique? Or do my pros outweigh my cons? We all have contradictions. Tupac said, make sure my pros outweigh my cons. The impact? How do you dress? You know what I'm saying? How do you, you leave a certain concert, when you listen to a certain song, how do you feel about yourself? You know what I'm saying? Certain things you engage in, like, damn, what the fuck? I ain't even engaging. That's conversation for. Or even some battles, you say, damn, I'm glad I had that discussion. I'm glad that argument happened. I lost this, but you know what I'm saying? But this is what I gained. You know what I'm saying? Weigh it out. Weigh it out. Weigh it out. Weigh it out. Y'all feel free. I'm looking. Can we on good on time? Oh, so I got to set up. I'm set this up I'm working on a podcast. We get this up to Annie, so I can go more, professionally set up and go straight at it. Salutations, greetings right back at you, John. Yes, indeed. Let me know if we have any questions jumping in. Again, let's objectively look at the case of Malcolm X, El Shabazz, and Betty Shabazz's daughter. I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying, and this family has been through, you know what I'm saying, it's a microcosm of our families in general, you know what I'm saying, the case of Malcolm Shabazz, you know what I'm saying, Malcolm's his mother. You cannot, just being targeted, this system hits you in a way, it reverbs for generations to come. You know how certain hits, you know, so you're like, okay, that was just that, but this, man, they are professionals at trauma, man. I mean, man, they know how to lay a lick down. That, you know what I'm saying, man. Well said. Well said. This family is, I can relate. Continuous attack. This system, man. In fact, Malcolm X has said you can lay down and say, man, okay, I'm cool. This system, they'll say, no, nigga, turnover is never satisfied, and once you stand up against this motherfucker, once you acknowledge certain contradictions, you know what I'm saying, man, you look at Haiti. Look at Haiti. Look at Haiti. The French, U.S. imperialism in general, has never forgiven Haiti. Has never forgiven Haiti for committing a quote unquote crime of becoming the first free black republic or standing up. They have never forgiven Haiti. They have never forgiven the moves they did when they got Toussaint Louverture to the jail. The French, they have never forgiven Dessalines that sent the response back to the French when they offered the deal. When they said, well, we'll give you a certain amount of land if you come in. And Dessalines responded to the French, coup d'état bouliquet. Coup d'état bouliquet was translated into offer their heads and burn their houses. They have never forgot the continuous resistance. The stance of Haiti, that even in the face, when they put the carrot of the Dominican Republic right in their faces, when they say, if you do this, if you look this way, if you take this way, this is what you can have. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was reactionary, with it continue, the HARP machines, the weather control, they're so strategic they can hit Haiti without damaging Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? The policies of saying that anything close to white can cross the waters, could be welcome to the great United States, but shut their black asses down if they have any smells of Haiti, any potential descendants of Dessalines. Drown them, or take their ass back. This system has never forgotten. I recall being in front of Judge Fox in front of Cook County Jail, and they read my alias names off, and he said, "What is your name now?" I said, "Fred Hampton." The bond that he gave me, it made no logical sense. Even the police said, "What? A guy with a triple murder that came right in front of me had a bond lower than mine." They have never forgot. They shoot up Chairman Fred's tombstone. Law enforcement shoot up like it's clockwork. Emmett Till, they want to snatch the remains. That's what in Chicago. That was when the place the remains got snatched up out of. They have, man, go look at the case of Emmett Till's father. I believe it was in France. Man, listen, hey, All this talking about a DNA search. Listen, you ain't got to do no. They ain't know who is who. Like you got some dog breeders can look at the dogs. Oh, that come from that's such and such. That's red bone. That come from such and such line. Who was that? Well, that's dude Joe's. He bred them that line. You like how you know? They can pick it out through they walk. They can smell. They can see it. They can see it. Someone says they couldn't believe. I think Puffy Combs, some interview, they couldn't find no history of slavery in his lineage. They said, "Well, you got to look harder." I don't doubt it. Shit, I don't doubt it. Don't get it twisted. It was. Oh no, it was no. There wasn't no blanket approach. See, you can't do no blanket approach. You got to have some carrots on this motherfucking plantation. Now, you got to have some incentive to say that you want. You got some. You got to have some slave success stories to keep that slimmer glimmer of hope on the plantation, so they can think about when they get tough, when they run away, when they going for, they fighting for freedom. That you gotta have that image. Of, wait a minute, maybe we can make it on this moment. You got you that is a. I don't get, man, how dogmatic they come. You say, wait a minute, you got to leave, say you don't leave one. You got to have that carrot right there to keep that bit of hope. Because once the motherfucker comes to grips, as Malcolm X said, we have nothing to lose except our chains. Ooh. It's a different type of sentiment on the plantation. We got here. Right on. Yes. Yes, indeed. Glad y'all tuning in. Who we got here? Yes, indeed. Right on. Yeah, please check out my Facebook. And on YouTube too when I was at school speaking. And it's interesting. It happened, you know what I'm saying? You know, those from Nigeria, Senegal, man. And it was, and you and to be able to find, and I told about when a major conduit, a connector for us, late great Marcus Mosiah God, who brought us the red, the black, and the green. Yes, indeed. Lucini Lounge. Hey, how you? Right on. Welcome. Right on. Yes, indeed. Don 2121. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Right on. Fremont, right on, right on. Comrade Lex in the building. That's what it is. Right on. I am Lenore. Respect, Fremont. Shabazz, Fremont, right on. Shabazz, Isaiah, Shabazz, right on. Welcome, Fremont. Y'all make sure y'all tag the page and subscribe to the page. Chairman Frampton Jr. Real talk. December the 1st, we're having the Zoom Rainbow Coalition in and now. December the 3rd, we're going to have the Artists for the Hampton House. Matter of fact, December the 4th, International Revolutionary Day, we had a proclamation. I'm gonna have everything put together. Tomorrow, I'm getting my pen and paper. I'm going to sit down somewhere. Our cats doing they gobble, all the other stuff, man. I'm gonna get, man. I gotta take care of this business, man. Real talk, man. G-Don, one love right back at you. Real talk, family, free them all. Okay, forgive me, y'all. I'm gonna check out the message. Okay, yeah. Forgive me. I'm this technology. I gotta fight this block. Kim Perdyman, right back at you. Oh, don't forget Mother Comrade's birthday coming up, y'all. Oh man, Mother Comrade's birthday. Put it in context. Put it in context. You know what I'm saying? Put it in context. If her birthday, not if her birthday is November 28th. So what? Her birthday being November 28th. Assassinations of Chairman, 21-year-old Chairman Fred and 22-year-old Defense Captain Mark Clark, December the 4th. Just turning 19 years old. Just turning 19 years old. 8.5 months pregnant. How to put yourself in there. Just turned 19 years old. Lady said to me, she introduced me in Atlanta. We had spoke before I came to speak. She said, you know, your father being 21, your mother being 19. She said, I look back where my mind was at that age. She said, I'm gonna be straight up with you. She said this in her introduction. I'm looking for, you know, she said, I'm who I'm gonna be in a relationship with, my job, how I'm gonna do if that, you know what I'm saying? She said, matter of fact, I'm just in a relationship with. And let me be very clear. This does not negate. See, revolution, relationships, the you know what I'm saying, the need for resources. Let me say this too, because see, people, the movement has been given a white eye. And it's done intentionally. CeeLo from Goody Mob said he would talk before the concerts, he would have these conversations with these sisters, and they, oh, you're so deep. And he'd be like, damn, yeah, but still, I was trying to talk to you too, you know. But it's intentionally give us a certain dynamic that you're not connected to the how they say the worldly things, but how you deal with them. How you acknowledge, if you acknowledge the principal contradiction, if you follow doing chattel slavery, people say, well, how was we, you know, man, you look at some, you like, oh, how does you think about it? How was you hearing stories about grandfathers and you know, how do we even interact in those conditions? You know what I'm saying? You like that. You look at Chirac today, and you be like, damn, how people like even New Orleans people say, well, why they just didn't leave? It's to be able to balance this up and then add to be able to struggle under these conditions. You know what I'm saying? And it's it has to become a way of life, and it's a balancing act of acknowledging the contradictions. You know what I'm saying? But not capitulating. In other words, like it's one thing. Like the guy in prison told me one time. He say, "I will see him all the time. I watch him through the window. He have his prison shirt buttoned up and stuff. He had like a little homemade briefcase. He walk. So I'm telling guys, I say, man, this guy got to be going back to like on like a secret to the streets or something. I seen him one day. I said, man, you just be like your whole walking. Yes, my brother, this is you have to look at this as a school. I said, well, it's kind of difficult being these police come through with this mace and these beat downs and shit, you know, and then you can't cut class when you want to. It's kind of hard for me to see it as a school. Well, you have to. So I said, man, this guy, I said, man, I want to see this guy sail one day, man. He said, why, Chairman? I say, man, it got to be something. This is a mistake that a lot of us make. With the petty bourgeoisie, you be seeing people on the plantation, you be like, they be the way they talk, you like, they Negroes got to be living in a different world. So they can't, you know, and you just think they gotta have a lot of money. See, politics transcends that. Podcast money. But see, in jail is different. What's the guy named? He was did security with Death Row. He's got out of jail. He was a competent police. He made a point about Pac. He said, no, you got to understand that, man, with Suge and them, they can't even get podcast. He say, man, it was different for him in jail. He said, he done some hard time. It's a different dynamic. See, even the class dynamic, even in prison, you have to acknowledge that. So back to this case of this dude. So I say, man, one day they go, so I said, man, I'm finna run over where this guy's at. He said, Chairman, you if you get caught in another part of jail, I said, man, I'm curious. I got to sum this shit up. This dude, man, I get over there, man. The guy sell toilet busted, water coming out like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I look over there, he got 2 ramen noodles like everybody else. I say, man, I thought you had this lap of luxury. I couldn't believe, and he still was talking like he talked. I said, oh, see, we can look at the same TV show. We can have the same experiences, and you know that class dynamic, how you view it, how you take it. Listen to the different summations of the and this a lot of people. This causes contradictions in communities, in families, in relationships, in organizations. You think the Black Panther Party didn't have class contradictions? Shh. You think the Joneses ain't got class contradictions? You think your family ain't got class contradictions? They exist. And the deal is to acknowledge them. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, it would acknowledge you. And I try to navigate the political minefields. People telling me I can smell it. So I try to say, let's not go there. Because once you touch it, once that political minefield blows up, you don't know which arm's gonna be detached. You don't know which family members you're gonna do. Damn. God told me in prison one day, he came back, I'll never forget it. He hung the phone up, came with the phone, walked past me, said, man, he said, I hate I have ever met you. The other guy said, what did he say to the chairman? I said, be cool. Later on, I talked to him. I said, man, you calm down? Where'd that come from? He said, man, I can't talk to my lady no more he say, man, I'm assessing the class contradiction, her petty bourgeoisie stands, and I'm seeing it now, but it's always been there. And a lot of times it's good, you want it to be dormant. So sometimes I tell people, once you touch it, it's like you like a punch in the pipe. You know what I'm saying? You start looking at it and say, damn, why didn't I see this before? And deal is on this plantation, you don't have choice. A lot of times, even in relationship, Harriet Tubman didn't tell her husband she was leaving. She would put some straw next to him and make her move and come back. She had time to debate with him because people say, well, that's her husband. Why he went on the same thing? Who control the relationships on the plantation? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might have a certain amount of space, like, oh yeah, like, see, Scorpios, like on a plantation, all that's thrown out the window, man. If Master Johnson got a deal with Master Smith, you know what I'm saying? Say he got this buck, he want to hook with these winches, he want to make this particular slave that's strong. This has going down. Now you want to fool yourself and say, no, see, I liked it. I seen past the cotton fields where we both went. I said, this is who I want to be with. That sounds good. And sometimes it's to yourself for your own, to tell the children. One guy say he asked his grandmother down south. He said, Grandmama, why is Uncle such and such so dark skinned? My mother and all other children, they so light skinned. The grandmother told his grandsons, a lot of things we don't like to talk about. It's embarrassing being oppressed. What gives you some sanity is when you place the tail not on the donkey, but the tail on the pig. Who is in control of this plantation, and one of its Achilles heels is hiding the contradiction, saying, no, you done this. You responsible for this bad food, this chitlins I'm eating. You responsible for this crystal meth. You responsible for this crack. You responsible for these pills. Well, what you mean? They didn't force you to do that. I'm talking about the timing that your Clear Channel radios bombard me with the propaganda, showing me all these successful slaves saying Percocet so many times. It's 8 a.m. I'm talking about your easy accessibility. As soon as I come out, you deny me a job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You give me easy access. I'm talking in San Francisco, I'm paroled to a halfway house right in the middle, you know what I'm saying, with dope den. I'm talking every dynamic that you give, you know what I'm saying, you lay. I'm talking about every outlet that it not only encourage. I'm talking about you coming through and you literally forcing individuals to sell drugs to the police. I'm talking about, you know, even relationships where it becomes the status quo. When, you know, so you can't have a conversation with a woman or a man unless you engage in certain activities. I'm talking about actors. You know what I'm saying, to come in, to play. You know what white women got to do to be on the casting couch. Let alone what black people in general got to do. I'm talking about an artist knows to come in through the door. And through this first thing out of his mouth, you better flood that motherfucking airway with so many niggas and bitches and misogynistic terms that just, I don't care if it don't rhyme. I'm told you better not, man. You better not say nothing that, you know, to uplift your people. That you want to go platinum. You want this shit to get heard. You better come. Matter of fact, you better engage. You better show me. You better catch some cases and catch some bodies, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a million more you motherfuckers that thriving for this shit. So take your dreams about your talent. Take your dreams about you like this girl, you like this person, because they a certain astrological sign. You want some arranged relationships, you want some arranged music. This how this shit been going. And all that shit you taught that your parents told you growing up, you can be president and all that. You want to know the real deal? Who gets to become certain in political office? You want to know about the deals that are made? You want to know how many? Do you really want to know? or to keep on with this shit? You want to know the insides of the music industry? Are you really prepared for that? Be honest. As Shakespeare say, to thine self be true. Now, we on the countdown. Yes, indeed. Right on Hollywood. Yep. They parole you right on Turk and Taylor in known as the Tenderloin District. They call it the TL in San Francisco. He said, well, this is San Francisco. Dave Chappelle say he believed this the only, this is years ago. He said he believes this was crack was legal at. And he said, why would they parole you to this place? You know what I'm saying? To this area. They just said, man, everything is political. Words, term, and fashion. I'm gonna get this stuff. We're gonna get this stuff together. Y'all have these press statements prepared, everything. Y'all make sure y'all stay locked and loaded. Mother Comrade's birthday. What's any donations support y'all want to send to her? I don't know how we check. I'm gonna post it up. I don't. Mother Comrade, you can text me what they can before you go up. As you listening, what can people send something? You don't do the Cash App. Let us know how they send something, Zelle or something if you can. Text us how people can send something for Mother Comrade's birthday. We gonna what we gonna do. I don't know. We plan on doing we got to do something. But again, back to put it in context, y'all. Still standing. Still standing. And as she said, this sister asked her in the interview, how do you feel covering over your man? And police came in there. And with so much passion, Mother Comrade, Aku and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah Johnson, said, I covered down over the deputy chairman of Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. That's imperative. It may sound stoic, because a lot of people, I just want to know a love story, your love story. But see, the deal is, you have to you can't come with no knife to this gunfight and this here. You can see a lot of people on I just want to know about the beautiful kings and queens. This is it don't suffice in the storm. We suggest them paper umbrellas cannot hold the weight of when we under attack. And people, you come in with this flimsy, just hypothetically, because we have relationship issues. What? Not black people. We have contradictions. What? Yes. I know many of us, I know this contrary to, we all kings and queens, and this is if you're free, put in your mind what this is. Okay. Now, the fact that we even can have a relationship on this plantation is mind blowing to me still. But we some hell of a people. Hypothetically, you need something that's tougher than leather to say, man, you can't. So I got to depend if you're gonna be you on point. If we're in a relationship or not, you be on point. If you know what I'm saying, this war, you think in the army. When they go on they say, man, how did you feel battling fighting when they under gunfire? Your friend, dude, this man, it's a structure. He said, this battalion, if that battalion don't drop in, that this plane don't come through this line this certain time, the whole scheme of things is all set. You know what I'm saying? The whole agenda. So, man, to put that in the context, to be able to, to be a historical, not a footnote, but a pole note, a historical Panther pole note, to be, saying, to even devalue, like I said, Sam Cooke, the time to be challenging this music industry. How dare anyone devalue him? Oh yeah, I heard a situation. This girl, stop, man, your motherfucking tracks. You talking about some forces, man. At a certain arena, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what type of pawns may be used by the ruling class. This ain't no. They say this is chess, not checkers. You can't switch games. You can't switch lanes and switch games. You can't be talking about no motherfucking major chess players and no pieces. You want to go back to some motherfucking playing bingo at the senior citizen home. You know what I'm saying? This is what you got to be. Because once you certain arenas get in the conversation, you're shit. You gotta hold the line. You also in the ecosystem. You can't come, man. Okay, the gorilla DNA. We're gonna go out there and play. Hold on, you just said this is a gorilla. See, once certain dynamics are in the conversation, it's like the ecosystem. Everything else, it's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? They come in. They say, man, you go play baseball. You say you come in, you see dude come in, you say, who was that? Oh, that's the little league coach. He plays with the people. He's the coach. Hold on, man. This the World Series. Yeah, but he coached for the dude. This not man. He don't this not his arena. Once you know who we got on that baseball field. See, once you have certain forces, there's certain people. Certain names. They go, hold on, man. It's a movie called Heat. Check out Heat. Pacino character playing the police. He go talk to the guy. Tone Loke's character take him to the guy who's a snitch. Pacino told him today, man, listen, I ain't got time for this nonsense. This dude talking, man. People like, man, I'm major law enforcement. You need to talk to a traffic cop. If that, he on his way to the door. Dude says, I think Snake. He said no. He mentioned a certain name. Pacino said, whoa, now you got my attention. See, it's certain forces that once you have Minister UEP new name and everything, it's a different type of dynamic. It's a different type of dynamic. And that's what we have to up the ante. Be clear, because the ante is up. We have to acknowledge the ante is up. Right on. Right on, listen. Slick. Hey, that movie, he was phenomenal one. Right on. Slick. Yeah, Slick. He said, go check out Heat. Phenomenal piece. In fact, I think it's the only movie that Pacino and De Niro had actually played in together. The Godfather, they went in the same scenes together. I think so. Listen, y'all. We got to come on out. Get this. Hey, December 1st, December 3rd at the Cairn Center is going down. The art exhibit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all touch down, put the contacts out there. You know what I'm saying? Man, appreciate y'all. This is the 4th International Revolutionary Day. I'm gonna have all this today. I'm going zone out tonight, tomorrow. I'm gonna go tomorrow. Ooh, give me a breather. I hope, man. Give me starting tonight. Give me, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Again, ain't talking about celebrating no turkey day, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep on fighting. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go recharge, man. Revolutionary love, revolutionary respect, revolutionary appreciation. Keep y'all heads up, eyes on the physically. Make sure y'all tell everybody to tap in channel. Hollywood team next. We gotta talk. You know what I'm saying, about like even helping getting this on point. Had this really set up because I did the podcast with Ghetto Boys, and what they did, they think they had to call an engineer. I said, man, I wish engineer set the show up. You know, we come in. I said, I need that, man. If everything's put together, man, because your brain, you know, you get. I get focused. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to come in. I'm like, how they just send a team in. I'm ready to go in. I got to go in. I get the army boots. Oh no, man, I'm ready to go. November 28th, yes indeed. Right on. Free them all, y'all. Mother Conrad, look, tag on Cool and Jerry on Facebook and ask how to we gonna figure this out. We're gonna post it where people send donations for you. That's send something to her for her birthday. Man, phenomenal force. I'm not saying that subjectively. You know what I'm saying? I feel fortunate to have fallen from the tree. I feel fortunate to have fallen from the tree of two freedom fighters, Chairman Fred Hampton and Cool and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah Johnson. Two bad motherfuckers. Keep your heads up, eyes on the fist clench. Y'all, what's the call? Free them all. I'm gonna close. We gonna club on out here, y'all. Free them all. Okay.
You know, I've realized that I'm the world. And if we study Adolf Hitler, we know that Adolf Hitler learned about genocide from the United States of America. Right? And it is on today's menu, we're making